after we had her, I feel like we spent a lot of time defending our grief, where people just don't know what to say. And you would say, we lost her, she was stillborn, and people want to compare stories. They want to connect in any way that they can, which is totally understandable. But a lot of times it was like, oh, I had a miscarriage once, or I know someone who miscarried too. And at the time, that I felt really defensive towards that, because it was like, well, that's not what happened to me. And looking back, I kind of feel like maybe I was minimalizing other people's grief, but it just felt so different to us. Having given birth and had 2 epidurals and holding her, it just did not feel like the same thing. So then when we had our miscarriage, I feel like I had spent so much time defending how it was different that I didn't let myself feel what I was feeling with the miscarriage. Because I felt that they were so different, so I wasn't allowing myself to feel anything that may have been the same. So I didn't feel anything with them for a long time, and they still feel very different, but they also still feel very real.
For me, losing Adeline was the worst thing that I could possibly imagine, and having the miscarriages, it was very traumatizing as well, and it's not something that I expected, because when we had those experiences, it definitely, I didn't think it was going to feel as bad as it did, because when she first told me, it's like, oh, well, it's not the same thing that we had with Adeline, but it was still, it felt so empty inside afterwards, because it was still loss, and it was still difficult to handle, and it's still difficult to handle to this day.
I think the difference for me was that the stillbirth, I felt like we were sideswiped. And after going through that, when we got pregnant again, for myself, I was almost waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, I was almost expecting that to happen, and hadn't really attached myself to that pregnancy.